So back in 2014, I built this disc sander, and it cost me basically nothing. All I had to buy was the sandpaper. This is a 12-inch disc, so I bought 12-inch round sandpaper at Harbor Freight for $5. That's all it costs. The motor I had and all the other stuff were just 2x4s and plywood and melamine for the top. And I really like it. I still use it, and there's nothing better for hogging out tons of wood on a board where you have to really round over a 2x4 or something. This thing just eats up the wood. And it's really great. The only problem I had, which I could not fix at the time I made it, or I just decided not to, I tried and gave up, was there was a bit of a wobble. And I don't know if it's wobbling at the motor or the mount, or I'm pretty sure it's not the board, it's probably not the motor, it's how I mounted it. I had to weld a round hub onto a washer, and that's how I attached it with some bolts. And I'm sure it was, you know, nice and plumb when I set it, but when I welded it, it must have moved. And at the time I tried to shape the disc or whatever. Anyways, it didn't work, and now I'm going to try to fix it. And I think, hopefully, I can just use some paper shims and try to get rid of the wobble in here. People said, that's a little dangerous, you're going to break the hubs, it's going to come flying off, you probably need a guard. And I probably do need a guard. I have this metal plate here that I was going to use to make a guard over the top. That might be later, but I used the dial caliper that I have, and I marked the high point and the low point of the wobble. And I just unscrewed the bottom, took the front off, and I took this off, and I have it marked on the back, high and low side. And I'm going to try to put some paper shims. I'm going to loosen these bolts, shim it up, and see if I can't get rid of the wobble. Okay, after a little bit of trial and error, I have some paper shims that I cut out. And here's a look at the wheel now spinning. And it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was. I actually took 3 shims here and 3 here. And it's a little bit, like I said, trial and error. And with the dial indicator, you can see it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm going to tweak it. I have to move one of those shims over to here and see how it is. But, well, with a little more tweaking, it still isn't perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was originally. I noticed one thing is it's not going to be perfectly balanced because I have that bolt on one side. I probably could put another weight on the opposite side. But it's 100 times better than it was, and it doesn't vibrate like it used to once it gets up to speed. So it was a quick fix that I probably should have done a long time ago, and hopefully it'll work a lot better now. Well, I hope you liked the video you just watched. If you did, feel free to subscribe by clicking the button on this side. You can also check out all the videos I've done, the playlist from things I've built, things I've fixed, home repair, 3D printing. And on this side, you can check out a recommended video similar to the one you just watched. And as always, down in the description, I'll put a link to my blog, which has more pictures and more information about the video you just watched. Thanks.